Hi everyone, thank you for visiting my channel if this is your first time. Today we're going to be bringing through a message from my main guide, the Archangel Metatron. He says, joy and hope, these are the foundations of a plentiful and happy life. Often in life it is easy to get caught up in conflict and strife. These are many times unnecessary and make us feel separate from those around us. Underneath these costumes that each of us wear, we are all the same divine source energy. If you feel opposition to those around you, whether it be on a personal or global scale, consider the deeper meaning of this. What is it trying to show you? Aspects of yourself lie hidden within others. Sit in silence and meditate and know yourselves better. If born as another person and walking their path, how differently would your perspectives and beliefs be? This is something to ponder and reflect upon. You may begin to notice you're not as different as you may think from others. The general consensus of society is that you must place yourself into a category such as religious, political, social, economic, skin color, and many other labels and categories. Everything in society is structured to separate you from one another and cause division among everyone. Consider this: if you stripped away everything that you identify with, such as your last name, race, beliefs, preferences, moral compass, and gender, how would all this change your feelings and emotions if all of that stuff was gone? Would many of the things that you get caught up in or obsess about still bother you? Time and the earth plane are but mere illusions, albeit nonetheless a convincing one. In the grand scheme, it is a movie with actors designed to give you an experience. Life on earth can be challenging, there is no denying this. Things happen which devastate and shake you to your core. However, this was all agreed upon before coming to earth. In your life, everyone you come into contact with sign contracts to play certain roles in your life. This might seem hard to swallow and accept, but it is the truth. Anything that has happened in life must be viewed from this higher perspective to ascend in consciousness. To grow, one must shift from the mentality of being seen as a victim to the circumstances of their life, to a perspective of empowerment. To say, yes, life has been challenging. However, I have fully agreed to all of this prior to incarnation. The higher self knows the value of hardship and struggles, even though our human egos tend to want to stay safe and in comfort. A life of comfort would offer very little to learn. Hard times often make people look inward in reflection and contemplation. Ask yourself this: how many things in your life do you take for granted on a daily basis? Things such as good health, family, shelter, water, and food are often not valued until they are threatened or gone. Once you do not have something, it is then that you see how great it was. I encourage all of you to make a daily practice of gratitude. Write down things you are grateful for, whether they be big or small. Once you do this, you will start to see how blessed you truly are, even in the smallest of ways. Did you wake up this morning? Do you have good health and strength? Have you had food today, water, all these things that we really don't ever think about. Gratitude is a gateway into manifesting abundance and elevating a higher vibration. Once you begin practicing gratitude, the universe will respond and send you more of it. Make it a point at least once a day to reflect on your day and notice all the things that went right instead of wrong. Shifting your focus is the key to inner peace and prosperity. Direct your attention and focus to all of the good and beautiful things in your life. When you have a bleak attitude or perspective, it will color your whole day in a dull, grim view. However, if you have an optimistic outlook, it can really show you how many great things you might have overlooked and will paint your day in a beautiful light. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if it resonated, feel free to like and subscribe for more messages in the future.